In the world of attraction, there's a peculiar and often unspoken fascination that many women have with a specific kind of man, the bad boy. It's a phenomenon that has puzzled sociologists, psychologists, and even relationship experts for years. Why is it that so many women, who are aware of the flaws and dangers of this archetype, find themselves drawn to it? There's something magnetic about the bad boy, something that transcends logic, and it has everything to do with the dark side of attraction. Let's take a moment to think about the qualities that define a bad boy. He's rebellious, unpredictable, and often detached from societal rules. He doesn't care much about what others think of him, and he's confident in his actions, regardless of the consequences. This aura of danger, excitement, and nonconformity becomes intoxicating to many. It's almost as if there's a hidden allure in his defiance. But what is it about these qualities that make them so appealing to some women? Could it be the promise of excitement, a life less ordinary? Or is it something deeper, something hidden beneath the surface? There's a certain level of mystery that surrounds the bad boy. He's not easily understood, and this sense of mystery often invites curiosity. Women are naturally drawn to the unknown, to the challenge of trying to figure someone out. In the world of romance, the bad boy is a puzzle, and the temptation to solve that puzzle can be too strong to resist. He's not the predictable, emotionally available partner that society encourages women to seek. Instead, he's someone who embodies the thrill of uncertainty. Now, let's pause for a moment and consider another layer to this attraction. The bad boy represents freedom, the freedom to live without boundaries, without the need for validation, and without caring about the consequences of his actions. This lifestyle is alluring because deep down, many people yearn for this kind of freedom. They dream of a life where they can break free from the rules and constraints that society places on them. The bad boy is the embodiment of that freedom. And in a way, he offers a glimpse of what life might look like if one were to live without inhibitions. It's not necessarily about wanting to live the same way, but rather about the fantasy of living that life even for a short while. And yet, there's a darker side to this attraction. As alluring as it is, the bad boy often brings with him a trail of emotional turmoil, unpredictability, and sometimes even danger. This is where the conflict lies. On one hand, women are drawn to the excitement and adventure that come with being around such a figure. But on the other hand, they often find themselves caught in a whirlwind of emotional highs and lows. The relationship can become a constant game of chase, with the bad boy playing his part as the elusive figure, always just out of reach. For some women, the more they chase, the more they find themselves entangled in a web of uncertainty. This uncertainty can be both thrilling and deeply unsettling. The emotional roller coaster of being involved with a bad boy can lead to feelings of insecurity, confusion, and longing. Women might find themselves constantly seeking approval, validation, or attention from a man who is often too indifferent to give it. This creates a dynamic where emotional needs are left unmet, and yet, the attraction remains. It's a paradox of human nature. The more someone withdraws, the more they seem to draw others in. But it's not just about the emotional highs and lows. The bad boy often represents something deeper, a need for validation or healing. Many women are attracted to bad boys because they see potential in them. They believe that with the right care, love, or understanding, they can change them. This belief often comes from a desire to be the person who can make a difference, the one who can fix what is broken. This desire to save someone is an important part of the attraction. It's about feeling needed, and the idea of transforming someone who is seemingly beyond redemption can feel like a deeply rewarding challenge. However, this often leads to frustration, as the bad boy's issues are not easily solved, and the cycle of trying to change someone can become exhausting. This dynamic of trying to fix someone also brings with it a hidden danger, the possibility of enabling unhealthy behaviors. By focusing on their potential to change, women may overlook or even excuse the toxic traits and behaviors that come with the bad boy persona. Over time, this can create an unhealthy and codependent relationship, where one person is constantly giving, while the other takes without reciprocating. The bad boy may continue to indulge in his reckless behavior, knowing that there's always someone waiting to pick up the pieces. The attraction to the bad boy can also be linked to a deeper psychological need for excitement. Let's face it, life can often feel mundane and predictable. We're all searching for that spark, that rush that comes with the unexpected. The bad boy, with his spontaneous nature and disregard for rules, offers this in abundance. When life feels too predictable, too safe, the bad boy represents the opposite of that. He is a living reminder that life can be unpredictable, thrilling, and full of surprises. For many women, the bad boy's presence in their lives brings an energy that's hard to replicate. But, as the saying goes, be careful what you wish for. What begins as excitement can quickly devolve into chaos, and once the chaos sets in, it's hard to get out. The bad boy may also bring with him a sense of danger that is, in itself, enticing. There's something about the idea of danger that can make a person feel alive. It taps into a primal part of our instincts, the part that is drawn to risk. For some, being with a bad boy feels like walking on the edge, experiencing life at its most raw and unfiltered. But this sense of danger can quickly escalate. What was once thrilling can turn into something much darker. As the bad boy's behavior becomes more reckless, his temper more volatile, and his actions more harmful, the risk becomes greater, and yet the pull remains. In many ways, the attraction to bad boys can be seen as an attempt to balance our desires for safety with our need for excitement. We want stability, but we also crave the wildness that comes with stepping outside the bounds of conventional life. And the bad boy offers us that taste of rebellion. But the price of this rebellion is often far higher than expected. The emotional toll, the sense of being constantly on edge, and the eventual realization that the relationship may never provide the stability we're seeking can leave lasting scars. So as we delve deeper into the dark side of attraction, we see that the bad boy is not just an innocent figure. He represents a complex web of desires, needs, and insecurities. His allure lies not just in his rebelliousness, but also in the unspoken promise that, somehow, he can offer something that the safer, more predictable man cannot. But what many women fail to realize is that this attraction often comes at a high cost, and the cost is not always measured in material terms. It is measured in emotional and psychological turmoil, in lost time, and sometimes in lost self-worth. It's crucial to understand that the relationship with a bad boy is often not just about the surface-level attraction. It's about the psychological patterns that women unknowingly find themselves caught up in. These patterns are not only influenced by the bad boy's behavior, but also by the deeper desires and fears within the women themselves. Attraction is a complex dance between two people. But when the dance becomes toxic, it often signals the unraveling of something much deeper than just the thrill of rebellion. At the heart of this dynamic lies the concept of self-worth. Many women who are drawn to bad boys have unresolved feelings of inadequacy or a deep-seated belief that they are unworthy of love or respect. In some cases, they may not even be fully aware of these feelings. When they find themselves attracted to a bad boy, they are often seeking validation in a place that is inherently unstable. They may feel that by winning his affection, by taming the wild beast, they can prove their worth. It becomes a test of their value, a challenge that, if conquered, will make them feel complete. But this is a dangerous mindset. The problem with seeking validation through someone who is emotionally unavailable or inconsistent is that it can never truly fulfill the need. The bad boy, with his cold indifference and detached nature, is rarely able to offer the consistent love and affection that a person needs to feel truly valued. Instead, what he offers is sporadic attention, often tied to his own needs or desires, rather than the other person's emotional well-being. This creates a constant cycle of emotional highs and lows, where the woman feels elated when the bad boy shows interest and devastated when he pulls away. This cycle, though emotionally draining, becomes addictive. There's a chemical component to it as well. When we receive attention from someone we desire, our brains release dopamine, the feel-good hormone. But because the bad boy is often inconsistent, these dopamine hits are irregular, and so the brain becomes hooked on the unpredictability. This is why many women find themselves